I wanted to talk with you guys about your responsibility. I have a couple of friends who are going through cases. One is going through a divorce and one's going through a custody case. And these friends of mine do not know each other at all. But what's interesting to me is they have both within the last week told me the same things about their attorneys. And what I'm hearing from these friends are that their attorneys are not following up on the cases, that they are not filing things timely. And it's interesting, in both of these cases, there were responses due. In one case, it was actually a reply to a response. And in both of these cases, the attorneys, for whatever reason, failed to file the responses. So, you hire an attorney because they should know the law in your jurisdiction and they should know how to calendar things, and that's part of what their job is it's to calendar things and keep track of deadlines. And I can tell you that if I have a deadline coming up in a case, I don't ignore that deadline. The deadline's always calendared, and I'm on top of my client to review whatever it is that I've written so we can get it filed in a timely fashion. And if I'm not hearing from my client, I'm calling them, I'm emailing them, and I'm telling them I need to hear from you. And if I don't hear from you, then, we're going to have to file something without your input, which is not ideal either. But as an attorney, I would never let a response deadline come and go, or a reply deadline come and go, or any kind of deadline come and go and just ignore it. So in one of these cases, the attorney had sent my friend something to review, a reply to review, and my friend responded immediately. And then the attorney just failed to file the reply, and she blamed it on my friend, saying that my friend never responded. And my friend said she actually responded in a couple different emails. So the attorney decided just not to file the reply, and it resulted in a decision that was less than favorable for my friend. So this is hard because you hire an attorney because you trust that person, you have faith in them, you felt a connection to them, the financial arrangement worked. But this just goes to show me, and it should go to show you, that if you decide to work with an attorney, that you can't always trust that attorney. And I will tell you that as an attorney, I am not perfect. I have made mistakes. I don't know that I've ever missed a deadline. Maybe I have. If I have, I can count it on one hand, count those number of times on one hand. But, you have to keep track of your own deadlines. You have to know what those deadlines are. You have to know how to calculate time in your jurisdiction, for the precise reason that you have to keep your attorney on track, because your attorney might get overwhelmed. Your attorney might get sick. Your attorney might have a kid that gets sick. Your attorney may forget. It may be miscalendared. But if you know what the rules are in your jurisdiction, and you know how to calculate time, and you do keep your own calendar, then you can be the one reaching out to your attorney just in case something doesn't get filed. So really, to me, this stresses the importance all the more why people should be involved in their cases and informed about their cases and knowledgeable about the laws in their jurisdiction, even if they have attorneys. And I don't mean to be on a high horse, but I'm very upset about both of my friends because they have been prejudiced due to their attorneys' failure to abide by the rules. Their attorneys' failure to abide by the rules. And that's really disturbing to me. So, like I said, it just goes to show that if you have a case, although you may have an attorney who's supposed to be responsible, ultimately you have to say, this is my case, I'm going to be responsible, I'm going to be accountable, I'm going to keep track of deadlines, I'm going to keep that calendar, I'm going to docket the minute entries when they come in, and I'm going to be on top of my attorney if I haven't heard from that person. And another thing is, I've had clients in the past who tell me that, their attorneys mistreat them, or disrespectful to them, or rude to them. And, I always tell my clients, you have a choice about who to work with. And if somebody's not being treating you with respect, then you don't have to work with them. And if your attorney is not doing his or her job and is not being responsive, then you don't have to work with that attorney. And I know you may not want to offend the attorney, you may not want to burn bridges, but the long and the short of it is you have to watch out for yourself. Because if you don't watch out for yourself, then your future relationship with your children could be impacted, forever. It could be impacted for the next several years. You could be ordered to pay some sort of attorney's fees. And I know that I think that Tenacious Warrior has made good suggestions. I don't know if it was in the 21-day challenge or on the live stream, that there's programs where you can confirm that your attorney or that anybody you're sending an email to has received that email. That way, like if you have an attorney or there's an opposing party that's saying, I never received the email, you can show that's not the case. So even if you have an attorney, just be informed. That's the point I want to make. And these stories that I've heard from friends of mine really drives that point home. It's your case and it's your job to know the rules, to know the statutes, to know the system.